People need to pause and really understand what is happening here, because this situation has clearly grown far beyond what it looked like at the beginning. When new information keeps coming out day after day, it usually means the story runs much deeper than anyone first realized. At this point, it does not feel like confusion or mixed signals anymore. It feels like someone is being pulled in the wrong direction, while obvious warning signs are flashing in plain sight. Over the last few days, new images and reports have surfaced that are hard to ignore. Photos showing Papoose and Remy Ma together inside a store have made their way across social media. They were not just nearby or in the same location at different times. They were standing side by side, comfortable, familiar, and clearly connected. According to reports, Papoose even purchased a fur coat for Remy. Once those pictures began circulating, people immediately started asking serious questions. The biggest question was simple but heavy. Did he want this to be seen? When someone knows cameras exist and still allows moments like this to become public, it suggests a lack of concern about how others might be affected. If a man truly wanted to protect a new relationship, situations like that would never be allowed to happen. Those photos would not exist, and if they did, they certainly would not be spreading across the internet. That alone speaks louder than any explanation. This conversation is not about attacking Claressa Shields. It is about being honest. Watching someone walk into a situation filled with clear red flags and staying silent would actually be more harmful than speaking up. If you see someone being misled and choose not to say anything, that is not kindness. That is neglect. Sometimes care means saying uncomfortable truths, especially when emotions are clouding judgment. When two people have been married as long as Remy Ma and Papoose, there is history that does not disappear just because things become complicated. They share a child. They share years of life together. They share experiences that go far beyond surface-level issues. A connection like that does not fade overnight, no matter how distant things may appear from the outside. Anyone stepping into that space needs to move carefully and stay grounded in reality. There have been rumors that divorce paperwork was filed and then withdrawn. At the same time, Remy has been seen wearing her wedding rings again. That detail matters more than people want to admit. Rings are not worn by accident. They hold meaning. She has also posted subtle photos where her hand is clearly visible, allowing the ring to be noticed without saying a single word. That is not random. That is a quiet form of communication. On top of that, Remy has spoken publicly about co-parenting, and even praised how responsive Papoose is when she reaches out. Those comments raised eyebrows because they suggest continued involvement rather than complete separation. Timing matters too. Those statements surfaced right when Claressa seemed confident about where she stood. That overlap made people uncomfortable, and for good reason. Claressa, meanwhile, appears to be giving far more than she is receiving. She is young, accomplished, and incredibly driven. Everything she has earned came through discipline and hard work. Yet right now, her focus appears divided. Instead of pouring all of her energy into strengthening her own path, she seems emotionally tied to someone still deeply connected to another life. That imbalance creates risk. Many people lose themselves in relationships without realizing it. They prioritize someone else so deeply that they stop paying attention to their own needs. They distance themselves from family. They defend behavior that causes pain. They ignore gut feelings because love feels louder. This pattern is common, but it is dangerous. Watching it unfold in public makes it even more painful. What makes the situation more unsettling is seeing Claressa defend someone who may not be fully honest with her. While she pushes back against critics and shuts out voices that care, he still has full access to his wife, his child, and the family structure he built long before this relationship began. That imbalance of access says a lot. There are also details that people cannot overlook. Reports suggest Papoose has keys to Claressa's place, yet he has not fully moved in. When someone claims deep feelings but hesitates when it comes to full commitment, that hesitation usually means something. People who are truly ready do not stay halfway in and halfway out. They choose a direction and stand firmly in it. The holidays revealed even more. Claressa spent Christmas alone, shopping for herself. Meanwhile, Papoose spent that same holiday with his wife and family. That is not speculation. Photos confirm it. Where someone chooses to spend meaningful moments speaks louder than any promise ever could. Holidays reveal priorities in ways words never can. Some people argue that Remy is still legally his wife, which technically makes certain actions acceptable. Marriage carries real weight, and that is exactly why becoming involved with someone who is still legally married so often leads to heartbreak. No matter what is said behind closed doors, paperwork still matters. Titles still matter. When you are involved with someone who still holds the role of husband or wife, you will never come first. Decisions will be made without you. Loyalty will be divided. Your needs will be postponed. That is not cruelty. That is reality. No amount of reassurance can erase that truth. There are also growing concerns about finances and effort. Claressa appears to spend her own money to maintain appearances, showing luxury and independence. Meanwhile, reports suggest that the resources she brings may be benefiting others as well. If that is true, it adds another painful layer. There is a difference between treating yourself and supporting someone else's lifestyle choices. If one woman receives a fur coat while another receives travel bags, the message is clear. Priorities reveal themselves through actions, not explanations. Remy, on the other hand, appears calm and observant. She is not rushing to respond emotionally. She is not engaging in public back and forth. That kind of stillness often comes from someone who knows exactly where they stand. Claressa, in contrast, appears emotionally reactive. She responds to every comment. She defends constantly. That difference in behavior says a lot. There is also a family aspect that cannot be ignored. Reports suggest Claressa has experienced tension with relatives during this relationship. Distance has formed between her and people who once supported her strongly. This pattern is often linked to emotional manipulation, even when it happens subtly. When someone becomes isolated from their support system, the fallout hurts more when things eventually fall apart. Family relationships are not perfect. They can be messy and complicated, but often they are the ones who remain when everything else fades. Many people have been in relationships where they defended someone so fiercely that they pushed everyone else away. They ignored advice. They explained away discomfort. And when the truth finally came out, the embarrassment felt just as painful as the heartbreak. Claressa appears to be walking dangerously close to that same experience. Some believe this emotional pressure could fuel her success in the ring. Pain can sharpen focus. Anger can push performance. But strength in one area does not protect anyone from emotional damage. Professional victories do not cancel personal wounds. Success does not make heartbreak disappear. There is also concern about how Papoose is being viewed. Many once respected him deeply for his loyalty during Remy's incarceration. That image is fading. Using one woman's resources while remaining connected to another relationship damages credibility. At the same time, people are only treated the way they allow themselves to be treated. Claressa continues to defend him publicly. She continues to dismiss criticism. As long as that continues, the behavior likely will too. That is why people keep speaking up. Not because they want to see her fall, but because they recognize where this road usually ends. Remy warned her early. Others are warning her now. What happens next depends entirely on whether Claressa chooses to listen. If this situation collapses the way it appears to be heading, Claressa will need support. She will need family. She will need people who love her without conditions. Sadly, those are the very people she seems to be distancing herself from, and that is what makes this so difficult to watch. There is also an emotional layer that many people connect with. Claressa appears to love deeply. People like that give everything. They protect fiercely. They trust fully. And when betrayal enters the picture, the pain hits harder because the investment was real. A heart like that deserves honesty, not confusion or emotional games. If this relationship ends, healing will not be easy. Public embarrassment, emotional loss, and broken trust can shake anyone to their core. Usually, only family and genuine friends remain during that stage. Right now, Claressa looks isolated. Then there is the situation involving the toy drive, which added another layer to public opinion. Claressa faced criticism for removing a woman and her children from the event after learning the woman had previously threatened and disrespected her. Some felt she should have ignored the history for the sake of the children. Others fully supported her decision. Boundaries matter. Kindness does not require tolerating disrespect. Charity does not mean accepting harm. Being pushed repeatedly will eventually cause anyone to react. That reaction does not make someone cruel. It makes them human. That same pattern appears in her relationship. She gives. She defends. She sacrifices. Meanwhile, others benefit quietly. Eventually, reality always reveals itself. What we are seeing now feels like a slow unveiling rather than a sudden collapse. And when the full truth finally comes into view, everyone involved will have to face what they allowed, what they ignored, and what they accepted along the way. That is the hardest part of all.